Greetings, my fellow warriors, boy Meckanimal, and today I'm going to share with you guys my two go-to exercises for the lower body stretch. And for those who've been following me for quite some time, you know that mobility and flexibility is a big part of my regimen, and I highly believe in those that type of conditioning to enhance your performance. Whether it's strength training or anything else that you may want to follow the path. And without any further rambling, we're going to start with the first stretching exercise for the lower body, which will be the pancake. The pancake is one wonderful exercise that you should include pretty much every other day, or even daily if possible, if you're one of those people that can make it an obsession to get as flexible as possible. And the goal of this stretch and this exercise is to lengthen and elongate the hamstring as much as possible, and get you the hamstring flexibility that you desire, that most of you guys will ever dream of. I cannot really think of any better exercise that's so simple and straightforward that you can include in your daily routine for you to achieve like a wonderful posterior stretch. So I'm going to show you guys how you will perform it. First, you have to get down to the floor, okay, sit and stretch your legs out as much as possible to the best of your ability, and then you want to reach slowly forward and let gravity do the magic. And first it's gonna feel tight, so you're probably gonna need about maybe three attempts to kind of fully reach the the pinnacle of that day performance. So I'll have you go for about 15 seconds, between 12 and 15 seconds.
Down. I'm pretty flexible already, so from the get-go I can reach and touch my forehead with the floor.
For a lot of you guys, you will be stuck somewhere here, and it will come down to forcing and then reach the threshold that you can tolerate the pain, and then let it rest for like 15 seconds or so, and then release again, shake it off for about 15 seconds, get back again to attack the hamstring, and then slowly you'll find yourself folding forward and forward and forward until you're able to eventually touch your chest with the floor. Right now, I need about 20 minutes for me to reach to get my chest completely to the floor. But it's a good progress already that at any given time
I can reach the head on the floor.
It took me some consistent work, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. Consistent work, and I'll make it fun. It doesn't have to be a strict regimen of that I implement in every single routine. I just go on how I feel, and I try to do that as many times as possible during the week. And you have maybe you could go through a prerequisite like leaning on one side to prepare from the main event. Lean on one side, trying to get your chest to touch your knee. For those who already have the flexibility, for those who like it, you can start by reaching your forehead to touch your floor. Either one will work, so it will depend on how much room you have to be able to lean down. And if you go for the other side as well, you reach for the furthest range that you can achieve and hold it there for like 12 to 15 seconds and release. Now after going side to side for a few times, then you can finally
reach forward and stop tapping into the
available range that you can go.
Then you go for the furthest of your range, hold it,
and then release. So that's pretty much it. You have many variations of the pancake that you can have, like the pancake rotation, clockwise and counterclockwise, but I would just keep it simple and just reach for the regular pancake to be able to stretch the posterior chain. And now we're going to demonstrate the second exercise. The second exercise, obviously, for any good balance, will be involving the anterior chain. And the one that I'm going to prescribe to stretch the anterior chain from the hip flexors to the quads, and sometimes the shin, will be the the leg, bodyweight leg extension. For those who would like the mobility or flexibility to even go to that range, I would suggest to play around with the couch or super couch. Those are other mobility exercises that you can do to stretch your quads. But we can all play with the bodyweight leg extension. So I will come down to this position. Of course, I'm being fancy because not everybody could be able to come down to the to that position through the sissy squat. But that's one way to get a good bang for buck. Always use the tools that you have or the skills that you have to maximize the gains, because every single time you go through the sissy squat, that's one more repetition to reinforce, your quads and your knee, and have that patellofemoral structure reinforced. So here we'll go here on the plantar flexion of the ankle, and from this position I would like you to reach as far down as possible, and again let gravity do the magic. And if you do it right, you'll feel from your abs to the hip flexors to the quads, everything is stretched in a dramatic way. And to make it more intense, you can bring your knees close to each other to increase the intensity of the stretch. Flex it out to decrease the intensity. Either way, you will get a good stretch. And then after, I like to go for 30 seconds for that kind of stretch, but you can play around 15. And I would say just go by the feel. If you can only hold for 5 seconds, I guess it is what it is, 5 seconds. Or if you can't hold up to 15 seconds, it's so uncomfortable, you can play with the assisted version. Have your hands here and then extend up and slowly slide down to the stretch that you can tolerate. And don't forget to pike your hips up. Always pike your hips up for full extension. So that will be it for the 2 exercises. Pretty straightforward. One to target the posterior chain, amazing stretch, hamstring, glutes, and then the other one to target the anterior chain, hip flexors, quads, and all the way down to the shin. So that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. And like you may have noticed, maybe not, maybe yes, I would like to emphasize that I'm really minimalist when it comes to my training approach, especially when it comes down to training beginners. I like to stick to basic stuff that can be assimilated fast and efficiently, and that's not so overwhelming and confusing for a beginner or even intermediate athletes to incorporate in this routine. So those are my basic go-to go-to exercises that I highly recommend. They work. I use them pretty much all the time myself. So it's not something that I'm just pulling out of nowhere and just trying to make a video for the views. So I hope that was handy. Test it out and let me know how you guys liked it. Everything is and will always be smooth the Meckanimal way. Salute. Until next time.